What's up guys, I'm Suman from Phonesteen and welcome to the second episode of Lap Talks. So this is a series where we take a look at laptops that are available in India and analyze them, and I give my thoughts on whether you should buy that particular laptop or not. And with that said, in this video we are going to be taking a look at the brand new Asus VivoBook 15 X512 EJ372T. So here is a small note from me. Now Asus VivoBooks, be it whatever price, have many things in common like the build, certain I/O, display, webcam and more. Asus differentiate the VivoBooks very cleverly. They have varying specs for different price ranges. They introduce or remove certain features to adjust the costs. So technically, if you're familiar with one VivoBook, the rest should be almost identical, except for the change in specs and some features. Now I currently use a VivoBook. With that experience, I can clearly tell you what you can expect from this. So with that said, the new Asus VivoBook X512FA, so that's what I'm going to call that, is available at around rupees 40,000. Now you can definitely get it for much cheaper prices, but as of today, as of making this video, it is currently 40,000 rupees. And for that price, I have to say the specs are really good. So here they are for you. It runs on the 10th generation Core i3-10110U. It has 4 gigs of DDR4 RAM, a 512GB NVMe SSD, and Intel UHD graphics. The laptop's main aim is to get work done, and these specs will definitely help you to do so. The Core i3 is a dual-core processor with hyper-threading and has a turbo frequency of 4.1 GHz. For any work that involves taking notes, making presentations, consuming media, it is definitely going to be fast, and you could also probably edit pics that aren't too intensive. And this combined with a 512GB NVMe SSD, opening softwares, booting up your laptop is gonna be quick. And even if you want to upgrade your storage, there's an empty 2.5-inch drive with which you can upgrade your storage without the need to replace your current super fast drive. Now don't be worried that this has only 4 gigs of RAM, but this here is upgradable up to 12 gigs, and it is also DDR4 running at 2666 MHz. Now the 4GB RAM choice was just a means to cut costs, but since prices of RAM are cheap nowadays, upgrading this won't be an issue down the road. Now you might ask, this doesn't have a dedicated GPU, but remember, this here is a 40,000 rupee laptop. And now if Asus had decided to include a GPU, then the prices of this laptop would have increased a lot. And remember, this laptop is not for gaming. And even without a dedicated GPU, this laptop should be quite fast for everyday tasks. Now talking about display, this has a 15.6-inch 16:9 display. This is the same screen found on most Asus VivoBooks with few features cut to reduce price. And with my experience of using a VivoBook, this display should be quite good for the price. This definitely isn't meant for color grading work, but it sure is a delight for watching movies and TV shows. Asus hasn't officially stated it is IPS, but the viewing angles should be quite decent. Now the display has very small bezels on 3 sides of the laptop, and that makes it really good to look at. So modern looks? Check. But on a serious note, the display should be pretty nice for what you're paying. Now again, there are various factors that need to be tested out. So if anyone from Asus is watching this video, please make sure you send in a review unit so that I can test this laptop out. Now the build on the X512FA is said to be metal. If that is true, then really good, but still we need to check out how sturdy it is. Even if it is metal, the X512FA is a light laptop weighing in at 1.7 kilograms, the same as my current VivoBook. But there's one change, and that's the hinge that lifts your laptop up by 2 degrees. They call it ErgoLift. And I have to say, even if it's just 2 degrees of lift, it definitely makes a significant difference in airflow, thereby improving the thermals. Now thermals on the VivoBook are very nice, with very little heat felt on light usage, especially on the base. Even on heavy usage, the heat coming out from the laptop is not that much, but make sure you don't use it on a sofa or a bed, because that blocks the airflow, and that is the time when the thermals increase. And that is true for most laptops out there. Moving on, the Asus VivoBook X512FA has a full-fledged keyboard. Now that's a nice addition because my VivoBook that I am currently using doesn't have a dedicated numeric pad, even though it's a 15-inch laptop. But if you're someone used to the numeric keypad a lot, then this might be quite cramped for your liking. But the typing experience should be decent with nice travel, just like previous VivoBook keyboards. The trackpad is slightly off to the left, triggering my OCD, but if it still has the Windows Precision drivers, then it has to perform good, as the trackpads on the VivoBook are glass and quite nice generally. Now I've not used this laptop, so I definitely can't tell you how exactly the keyboard and trackpad are. But Dell's keyboard and trackpad on mid-range laptops are like the best, and if this laptop's input devices are close or identical to Dell's, then you have a really nice keyboard and trackpad. And also the trackpad houses a fingerprint reader. The I/O here is mostly good. You have 3 USB-A's, where one is USB 3.1 and 2 are USB 2.0s. We have a Type-C USB 3.1 port, but it's not Thunderbolt. There's a full-sized HDMI, a micro SD card slot, which could have been a regular SD card slot, as micro SD ones are quite useless. And at the last we have the power port for charging. Now on the subject of charging, let's talk about the battery life. So we have a 2-cell 37 watt-hour battery here, and to be honest, that is quite a small battery. But let's hope ASUS has some optimization features for longer lasting battery life. And with this we get a 45 watt adapter with support for fast charging. Now with personal experience, I can say the fast charging on ASUS VivoBooks are really good, and I'm really happy that that feature is also here. Lastly, you get some speakers powered by Sonic Master, but I would highly recommend you to use earphones or headphones, as the speakers on this most probably won't be that great. So anyways, the VivoBook X512FA EJ372T is a pretty good laptop, and I can honestly say it is pretty good value for what you're paying. Now if this laptop was priced higher, then this would be a very bad value. But since you're able to get this below the 40,000 rupee price tag, it definitely makes sense to consider this as your next potential buy. But who is this laptop for? Now if you're someone who works a lot with Microsoft Office softwares, generally speaking, if you work a lot with making Word documents, making PowerPoint presentations, making spreadsheets, then this is going to be fast, because the processor here is quite good for what you're paying. You have a 512 gig NVMe drive, which will definitely help launching apps very fast, and you have 4 gigs of DDR4 memory, which you definitely can upgrade. Once upgraded, it is going to keep a lot of softwares in memory for you without no issues. And if you're someone who just wants a laptop dedicated to watching movies, watching TV shows, basically consuming media, then this here is also a good choice. And finally, I am again telling that this laptop is not meant for gaming. This is a laptop for those people who want work to be done. With that said, the purchase link to this laptop is in the description. Make sure you check that out. So thank you for watching, and this here is Suman signing off. Once again, catch you later.